Hey y'all, Zach here from Crapcan Heroes. I figured I'd show some footage from over this past summer when we got to dig through the estate sale of a recently passed automotive hoarder. By all accounts, a pretty interesting local guy who simply just couldn't help but drag every sub $100 shitbox he got his hands on out to a mountainside piece of property over the course of a 30-year period. After deciphering the Goonies treasure map-like directions to this vehicular trash panda stash, we were granted full access to wander around the property, and there literally wasn't a section of it that didn't have oddball cars, random farm equipment, scrap parts, or two-stroke power toys scattered all over the place. These types of picks become a choose-your-own-adventure book for gearheads, and during the first loop around the property, even salty poverty-spec pundits like us get a little overwhelmed at just how much interesting junk there is, and the tangent of ideas about what you can do with all of this stuff launches like a top-fuel dragster. It was a surreal mixture of mostly Malaise-era, Japanese tin, and American work rigs, several Japanese motorcycles and all-terrain vehicles, once fresh big block Ford crate motors left to languish in the elements, and the derelict John Deere sitting on the 1960s Chevy flatbed cabover was a real nice touch. Some of the more memorable stuff included the trio of S110 chassis Datsun 200SXs, a dozen or more rear-wheel drive Toyota Celicas and Corollas, several Datsun 720 pickups, matching Suzuki Swift GTs, a Vega wagon, and frankly, there was much more that we would have loved to have taken back to Crapcan Heroes HQ. However, as intoxicating as the what-ifs can be racing around in your head like NASCAR at Talladega, the harsh realities of this hoarded chaos came to light when we tried to reasonably deal with the family members who had inherited this menagerie of broken toys. Many of these cars were serious projects, having been rat-holed on the property since the late 90s and suffering from neglect long before they arrived. However, top dollar pricing was in full effect here. The classic bogus rarity equals value equation, hoping for that crazy Cobra in the barn payday that just won't ever come. Making matters worse, none of the cars had ever been titled after purchase, thus ensuring the paperwork headache was gonna suck. Dealing with the possibilities of several bonded titles, state patrol inspections, or using the awesome but costly Vermont DMV, nothing tickled our pickle quite enough to overpay for the privilege of that hassle. We left without a deal on the rigs we wanted, but we had a blast and we're thankful for the amazing opportunity.